Once upon a time, in a forest not too far away, there lived a squirrel named Kipo. Now, Kipo was a hyperactive, silly squirrel who was always coming up with the wildest ideas. One day, Kipo was playing with his best friend, a hedgehog named Meli, when he got an idea. "Let's go on an adventure," he said. "I'm so bored of this forest. I bet there's more exciting places beyond it." Meli sighed. She liked her life here. It was cozy and familiar. And besides, she was in the middle of cleaning up after Kipo, who had gotten paint all over the trees. But being a good friend, she couldn't say no. So she rolled up into a ball and let Kipo carry her off to adventure. As they made their way into the tall grass, Kipo bounced around like a rubber ball, leaping over the blades with ease. "Look how high I can jump," he shouted. He turned to see Meli struggling to roll through the tall grass. "Hey, wait up," she called. "You're going way too fast." Kipo stopped and looked back at her. "But we've got all this time, right? We might as well have some fun along the way." Meli shook her head, chuckling. Sometimes being friends with a squirrel could be exhausting. She took a deep breath and started rolling again. "Adventure isn't always about speed," she said. "Sometimes it's about patience." Kipo nodded slowly. "Okay, I get that," he said. "Like waiting for your turn on the slide at the playground." Meli smiled and continued on. "Exactly," she said. Suddenly, Kipo froze. His eyes were wide with fear. Meli, do you hear that?" he whispered. There was a loud squawk. A large crow was perched on a nearby branch, and in its beak was the golden acorn, the forest's rarest treasure. Kipo gasped. He had been guarding this acorn for weeks until his friend came to collect it. How could he have lost it? The crow took off, flying high above the trees. "We have to get it back," Kipo cried. He charged off toward the tall tree where the crow had landed, scrambling up the trunk. "Way up," Meli called, rushing after him. The crow hopped from branch to branch, keeping the acorn just out of reach of Kipo. Finally, it landed high atop the tree and let out a triumphant squawk. Kipo reached the top of the tree, but there was no way he could get any higher. He started to panic. What would his friends say? What would the other squirrels say? Had he ruined everything? Just then, an idea struck him. He yelled down to Meli, "Hey! Roll up into a ball and ram straight into my butt. I'll give you a running start." Meli understood. Immediately, she rolled up tightly and shot up like a spiky cannonball. She knocked the acorn right out of the crow's beak and sent it plummeting to the ground below. Kipo caught the acorn just before it hit the forest floor. "Yes," he cried, throwing his arms up in the air. "We did it." Meli unrolled and laughed. She couldn't believe they had actually done it. They sat together under the stars, munching on nuts and berries. Kipo hugged the acorn like it was a crown jewel. "Thank you, Meli," he said. "You saved the day." Meli rolled her eyes, but she was smiling. Being friends with a squirrel could be exhausting. But she wouldn't trade it for the world. And in the end, friendship was the greatest treasure of all. The end.